This week it is Image, and more Image on top of the stack. This is Top of the Stack. Welcome back. This is our weekly comic review where we go over our favorite comics this week and we let you know what you should get and maybe what you shouldn't. Sometimes we have some honorable mentions, which we do this week. So let's get on and see what we had to say about the ones we read this week. First off, what did you read?
I read Descender number 6 by Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nijwin? Win?
Yeah.
Why do they have to spell it like that?
I learned that at a very young age because I grew up in California and I had a friend who was Asian and I said the same thing. I said, well, your last name Nagayan? And she's like, it's Win. I go, no, it's not. But she told me, so I mean, that's what it is. Anyway,
well, okay.
Her name was Quinn Win, so it was really easy to remember. Yeah, that's weird. It's like Quinn is not Asian.
Quinn.
But anyway.
Okay. Anyway, so we basically kind of start off where we left off from the last one.
Doesn't it start off in a flashback?
It does, but
it's mostly flashbacks, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's also kind of where we left off at the same time too. Flashback, we get this whole big spiel about why Dr. Kwan is who he is and why he doesn't know anything about robots.
Because he's a fraud.
He is a fraud.
Well, he's a thief.
Yeah, he's a thief. He's not really a fraud. He's smart, but he's also a bad person. Anyway, so 15 years ago, he was with his mentor. His name was Dr. Solomon. They were called to this planet called Ostrakhan. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Anyway, they're called there because a very weird thing was uncovered. They go down deep, deep, deep underground, and there was a robot. And guys, this dates back like millions of years.
Oh, yeah.
So they're wondering...
And we're not giving spoilers on these. We're going to keep the endings of these intact.
Yeah.
So you can listen, and we're not going to ruin how this thing ends.
So, now I lost my train of thought.
The robot that dates way back.
Yeah. The robot dates way, way, way back, millions of years. And Dr. Solomon is like, how the hell is this possible? This isn't possible. This robot is so much more advanced than any of what I've created. So they take this robot for testing, and it comes alive, and it says some pretty weird things that you'll have to read to find out what it says. Anyway, so they end up shutting the robot down, and Dr. Kwan doesn't want to shut the robot down. He wants to know what it was talking about, what it meant, wants to know more. Curiosity
like
killed the cat.
Scientist would want to do, though. I would think.
Yeah, but it's out of their
jurisdiction. Yeah, but,
I know. Same thing. So anyway, Dr. Kwan ends up stealing all this data, all the information that they have collected from the short time period, and guess what he does with it?
Steals it. No, what?
He studies it, and he makes robots. The most advanced robots known to...
Was Tim 21 perhaps one of them?
I think you're right.
I'm right, that is. Tim
you
21,
are.
Our favorite little protagonist.
So, that's kind of Dr. Kwan's backstory. Basically, the whole comic was flashbacks explaining Dr. Kwan. It fast forwards to present day. We see Dr. Kwan still laying on the table with his arm cut off, and I'm going to leave it there. The ending is so good, you cannot miss it. Read it. Do not miss it. I'm serious. It's going to leave you wanting more. So, I give this one a Christian Bale. 9 out of 10. It was damn near perfect.
9 out of 10? We don't have a 9 out of 10. That's a 5 out of 6. It's our scale. I don't know. But anyway,
I don't know what's happening.
But anyway, I like this one as well. You finally get to know something about this doctor. Because they keep telling him it's his fault. And I didn't believe it for a while.
I know, I didn't either.
So I like that we get to see this other side of this guy. I think when he finally comes to and everything, we will learn that maybe he isn't exactly how that story goes. You know, maybe he's had more good
motive.
Yeah, more good motive than bad. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a Christian Bale as well. Art is kind of strange to me. I really liked it at first, but now it's kind of bright and just I don't know. But
really, is it like hard for you to focus?
No, I mean it's kind of scratchy. I don't know.
It is a little scratchy. That's a good word for it.
Yeah,
but
it's a little scratchy.
This story is so good, kind of like Game of Thrones.
I think maybe if there's more color to it instead of all that white, it would be a little better looking.
Yeah.
But I mean, the art is one thing. I mean, I can make everything out. It's okay. It's good, but
not as bad as Intersect.
But I give it a Christian Bale as well. So, Descender number, what was that, 6? Descender number 6 is getting a Christian Bale from Geek'd Up. Now, I read Savior number 5 by Todd McFarlane, Brian Hogwin, and Clayton Crane. This one starts off somewhere secret that we've never seen. It's like this secret agency or something. It's kind of like the Men in Black, I thought. Like they were saying, yeah, they're like these all guys all dressed in black with a white t-shirt and a black tie, and they're all dressed the same. They're looking at this ancient what am I trying to say? I was going to say syllable. It's a symbol.
Symbol, yeah.
Ancient symbol called what is it? Titivolus.
What?
Titivolus. It's Titivolus, I'm pretty sure. Titivulus.
You just want it to be Titivolus. This just got weird.
Anyway, they consider it the printer's devil, and it is about anytime the monks had an issue with their writing, because back then they didn't have printers, they had to handwrite everything. If they messed up, the blame went to Titivolus, the printer god.
Yep.
So you kind of see them talking about this and how they got to nip this story in the bud about this plane that crashed and all the media going crazy. That's kind of why they introduced that, but we also know that they have ties to ancient things now.
And they want to discover why the plane crashed.
Yeah, and they also show that they have a little headway on a mysterious guy who is the John Doe, the savior we know about. And they also talk about the airwaves happen to go dead for 6 seconds in a 30-mile radius, that most people like us who have cell phones, maybe it's in our pocket, we wouldn't have never noticed it.
Right.
So it's not a big deal, but that plays a big part in whatever that did that. It has a big part in what happened. Now, the reason I like this issue is because we finally get to know who this John Doe kind of is.
I know.
It shows us the preacher girl, I think her name's Cassie. The one who with the weird religious group that wants to picket everything. She's like writing this stuff and she's not even writing it. She's seeing a vision and writing it. And we get to go back in time and see him as like a wanderer in a town, and he has to leave that town and he goes to another town, and he kind of likes this girl and sees her one night with this man who's kind of abusing her, and he walks up and he just says, "Hey, stop it." And just by touching him, he flies back and he dies of they say a heart attack. And he's like, "I didn't do it," but because he did it, he's forced to leave again.
Yeah.
And he meets this old man who wants to take him in, and that's kind of where it's left with his story. I'm kind of wondering, like, where that's going to go. But we do see that that's where his story ends, and then we pick up also where the sheriff's son, who's on house arrest, Malcolm, gets picked up by her, and he's having this little quirky conversation with a really arrogant kid about, she's talking about, you need to quit hanging out with them. And he's like, oh, she just has a cute ass. That's the only reason. But we get to see, you know, he's saying, I have nothing to do with them. I just like talking to them. We find out that's not true. He's actually helping them in a major way, which I'm not going to give away what he does. All I'm going to say is somebody sees him do this who you would not want to have see you do this. And it kind of, you know, maybe next issue we're going to see him have a change of heart on which side he's going. But overall, starting with the story, really liked the story. I thought it was the best one so far. I mean, obviously the first issue really kicked it off, but this one, like, set the tone. We got a little more information that I really wanted, so I love that part of it. The art, as always, is one of the reasons you pick up this book, because it's just really well done. So overall, I really liked it. I'm giving Savior number 5 a Christian Bale. And
I as well. It was good. The usual story was good. I liked learning about that guy. Savior, John Doe.
Oh, that's something I was going to say about this issue is his name is Mark. We learned that finally. We know his name, but that's about all we get out of this guy from the point he meets that old man. So I did like that. So you're giving it a Christian Bale?
Yes.
Savior number 5 by Todd McFarlane, Brian Hogwin, and Clayton Crane is getting a Christian Bale from Geek'd Up. And last on our list, this is a joint effort here. We read Beauty number 1, a number 1 from Image Comic, written by Jeremy Hahn and Jason Hurley, art also by Jeremy Hahn, and colors by John Roush. If you read the solicits for this, it's about a STD that people want because it makes you beautiful. It makes you lose your fat and fixes your jawline and your bone structure to be more appeasing and appealing to other people. So it's actually an STD a lot of people want. They go out of their way to get it.
Yep.
A lot of people don't because it is a disease, but that's the basis, the premise of this comic. And starting out, what do we got going on here?
So basically, we start out 2 years ago. The STD came up. Nobody knows why or how. We see a girl on a subway. She obviously has the disease. This is so weird to say out loud. She was on the subway and she internally combusted.
Yeah. Fire or something beam out of her mouth
and she's
just like, well, that's what she was doing, right?
I don't know that it went on that long.
She died, so anyway.
That got weird. Anyway, so then we see Foster. He is a cop.
God, I couldn't remember his name. That is his name, Foster. Okay.
And he gets called to the scene.
Along with his partners. And they are like, what the fuck is this? This has to be, they are on the beauty task force. They're special agents specifically for this disease. First time we find out this is the first time they've ever seen it.
Yep.
One of the guys there, I don't know his name, he says that it looks as though, or she died 3 hours ago, but her skin is so brittle and just dry that it looks as though she's died a long time ago.
Like porcelain.
Yeah, like porcelain. Which we find out, we see it happen, but they find out later it's because it's like something inside of them.
Yeah.
But anyway, they're ready to go to work on this case, and the CDC comes and says, nope, you're off the case, we're on the case. And they're like, well, we're the Beauty Task Force. And they're like, I don't care. We're the CDC. So now they're bummed about that. But in the meantime, we get to see Foster and
his partner.
What's her name?
Kara.
They're having a conversation about this STD, and now they're finally realizing it can kill you. She takes off. You don't know why, crying in the bathroom, and she says that she's not an asshole who got this on purpose. So we know she has it. So like I said, not everybody wants it. It just happens. I'm curious if they're going to do flashbacks of like her before. I would like to see what they look like before.
Yeah.
You know, that'd be kind of interesting. Mm-hmm. But what's next?
So then they go out on a call to a known anti-beauty terrorist home. So he's like totally against all the beauties.
Well, isn't it actually... They're going to his house. They're going to find him, but it's actually a beauty sex club.
Yeah, but they said maybe he's hiding in plain sight or something.
But so they have to go to this sex club, kind of like Eyes Wide Shut-ish place.
Yeah. And
not so far as Preacher Sex Club. It's a little less than that. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway. They had sheep fucking in that. It was pretty intense. It wasn't that bad, but go ahead. So they go there. And, of course, they knock on the door. Nobody answers. They kick the door down. They walk into his apartment. Pictures, articles all over the walls about beauties, about good, bad, the ugly, all the information you can think of about the beauties. The man ends up running out, and... They give chase.
Yes. They chase him. And do you want me to go into everything, or should we stop there?
Yeah, they chase him. They do catch him, and we'll stop there because something in that interaction is really good, really cool. And then after that is the punch to the gut that we wanted in something like this.
Yeah, for sure.
So how do you feel about it, knowing the story? Do you like the story?
Yeah.
Is it something you could read, like you feel like, oh, this is really going to go somewhere?
I mean, I just feel like she was a beaut.
A beaut? Who?
The story.
A beaut. I do too. It was.
She was a beaut.
Geek'd Up gives us a beaut. But no, really. I like the art. I thought it was really spot on for what this is about.
It was very clean.
Yeah.
Very clean
Kind
art.
of actually reminds me of the Fade Out, if you've read the Fade Out. It's super clean, and that's why I really like that one too. So me, I really like the story. Really interested, especially after the last couple pages on where this is going to go.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you give this? As a first issue, image first, beauty number 1. What do you give it?
I'm gonna give it Ben Affleck.
Really?
Yeah. I was gonna say Christian Bale, but everything about it just was interesting to me, so I'm going to give it a Ben Affleck. Old Benny Ben.
Well, I'm going to have to give it a Christian Ben Affleck. Also, beauty number 1. Really good. It's a number 1. Pick it up. You'll like it. Hope you'll like it. If you didn't like it, let us know. But
you're stupid if you don't.
I didn't say it, but I think it too. So that is a Christian Bale. It's a Ben Affleck from Geek'd Up for beauty number 1. That's it for the main reviews, but there are a couple honorable mentions I want to give just to let you know that there is more than what we really like that's not on the list. First of all, Constantine number 3. Constantine the Hellblazer number 3. I really liked it. It was also a flashback issue, kind of like Savior and Descender. It's like a flashback issue theme this week. So check that out by Ming Doyle and Tinian the Fourth. And then Fade Out, as I also spoke about the art. Fade Out number 8 by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips was really good this week. That's it for Top of the Stack this week. Let us know what you thought about these issues. What did you get out of this? What did you rate them? And what should we have read? Let us know in the comments below. When you like, comment, and subscribe, find us on Facebook and Twitter. And make sure, before next time, you stay geeked up and always hug a xenomorph.
Always.
Yeah, that's me, I'm Hope. My mom's name is Janet. Hooked up with Scott Lang with plans to save the planet.
Villains can't stand it that they're getting tossed. From street thug to the boss, it's Ant-Man and Wasp.
No matter what the cost, we'll save the human race. I taught you to fight by putting my knuckles through your face.
Put me in my place.